Bravery is not the absence of fear, it is moving forward despite the fear. I myself have borderline personality disorder, and it's really hard to balance my emotions. They're always very big, no matter what I'm feeling, whether it's good or bad. Being in the situation where I didn't have a way to support myself became extra challenging because of that. I've always felt like I was alone.
I think ADHD manifests itself differently in every person. With Brock, it was more about impulse control, emotional outbursts. Anger.
As a parent, you want to defend your child, and sometimes in the community, Brock's behavior isn't ideal, and you get called a bad parent, or that you're not reprimanding him and not doing all the things that you should be doing, and you want to shout to the rooftops, we're doing everything we can, we're trying everything we can.
On a daily, I was trying to think of ways how to kill myself. I was not in a good place financially, and didn't know where to go. I used to be very estranged from my family. Not a lot of communication, not a lot of physical touch, not a lot of love. For a while, because of mental abuse, I would constantly think of the past.
I had a lot of hands trying to help me, and yet still felt like I was still so alone in all of it. I didn't know what depression was. I didn't know how to explain it. So it just came off as being frustrated and angry. And these people that I felt afraid of, just because I was scared of how they were perceiving me, made me act in a way that created the very thing that I was afraid of in the first place.
I remember one outburst he had at a football practice, and I drove him home, and instead of going straight home, we took a drive. And he saw a fast food restaurant, wanted a cheeseburger, and we said no, we're gonna eat at home, have healthy food at home, and he kept just repeating and repeating, and we get home and he still won't let it go, and it just got extreme, and he stormed off into his room, was throwing a temper tantrum, and he came down the stairs and he just said, I just can't get this cheeseburger out of my mind. He goes, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to want this so bad. And it made us both like tear up, and we were like, okay, he's having a thing. Like, he knows that there's something in his mind that won't let this go. And so at that time we were like, it's time we seek help.
When I was seeking help from Bert Nash, I wasn't very happy. I had no friends. Just a lot of uncomfortable being alive, really. But thankfully, like, Bert Nash is here. Love Bert Nash. The program saved my life.
Bert Nash has an amazing DBT program that I've been a part of, and it's something I've been looking for a few years since I discovered what illnesses I may be dealing with. The types of skills that DBT brings really help you get that control back.
To be able to get in Bert Nash was a relief. It felt good. I knew that they had good therapists. I knew they had good staff. I know a lot of the people that work at Bert Nash, and I have high respect for them and everyone in it. And so we had the confidence that we'd found the right place now. We had tried so many different things. It felt really good to say, We're home. Well, I never would have thought Brock would have been playing soccer in therapy sessions. That was a shock and an excitement. He's always been a sports kid. He, at a young age, they said, give him a ball. And so he's always used sports as his physical outlet. So for Greg to recognize that, I wasn't expecting that at all from Bert Nash, that he would be playing soccer with his therapist.
There's so much value in those things that I went through because of the strength that it's given me now, the resilience that I can pull from, knowing that I've overcome those things. If those things happen again, I can overcome them now. And I have even more skills than I did before, thanks to DBT, to regulate myself. I'm still learning so much about myself and the strength that I do have, which means there's so much more that I just may not recognize now. But it's there. And I have the confidence to know that it's there somewhere. But that's also true for everybody else.
The tools that I'm equipped with now from my team are self-worth, love, trust. Trust and experience with therapists is really important because they will know your life more than anyone else will, and you want to be able to make sure that someone cares, And I've had therapists that I will talk to maybe once a month, and they'll come back and remember something that I've said, and I'm like, that's amazing.
It's our hope that folks in the community understand that, hey, you can be a successful person in the community, but yet still have a reason to seek mental health help. And as a society, we need to get away from that stigma.
If you're in the process or are struggling with mental health, I would recommend reaching out to someone immediately, talking to someone first. Never keep it inside, never think that no one will listen. Someone always cares.
I want other people to know that there are resources out there, and I didn't know before, and maybe you don't, and maybe this is just one of those things that you need to hear from somebody to know that it's possible. And if I can do anything in my life, I would love to encourage people to keep going in their journey that they're placed in.
We all need to take care of ourselves. If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of others. So I think that's why we wanted
To share our story.
to share our story.
Yeah.
And I know there's so many people out there that are currently feeling so alone. But the reality of it is that even if we feel alone, we're not. There's so many things out there that we may not know exist, but once we find it, we realize that it was always there, and we were always okay.
My name is Phoenix, and my strength is acceptance.
My name is Peter, and my strength is bravery.
I'm Mark.
I'm Kate. Our strength is love.